Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Tammy from Nutmeg Notebook, and today I'm going to share with you 5 of my batch cooking tips. Well, I actually have a lot more than that and I'll do more videos for you, but today I'm going to share 5 of them with you. So the first one I actually learned from my friend Chef AJ, and what this is to save your empty spice bottles. And I have a variety here because I want you to see that it doesn't have to be anything particular size or shape. It can be whatever you have. When it gets empty, wash it, run it through the dishwasher or hand wash it, soak it so you can get the labels off. And then for the items that you make frequently, which we all probably have 10 or 12 recipes that we have on repeat, instead of having to get the spices out every time you go to make those, when you have a recipe that you're going to be making, go ahead and take the spices and fill 4, 6, 8 jars, however many, depending on how often you make that recipe. So this is my taco lentils, and this one is an Alfredo sauce that I have that is delicious. And so I just go ahead and put the spices together. This is for tofu scramble. This way, on a Saturday or Sunday morning, you decide to make tofu scramble, you don't have to get out 5 or 6 different seasoning bottles in order to make it, because you've made these in advance. And this is for my garlic hummus. Now, this is something that I make on repeat frequently. And so this morning I made it. I was out of spices for it, so I filled 4 jars with all of my spices. Now, the next 4 times I go to make that garlic hummus, I won't have to get the spices out. So it's a really big time saver. So I believe in working smarter, not harder in the kitchen, and this works really well for me. So talking about that hummus, I went ahead and made a double batch of it today, and this is our favorite. I'll actually link to it. It's a roasted garlic hummus, and it freezes beautifully. So you can put it in containers, single servings, double servings, whatever works for you. You can label them, pop them in the freezer, and we take this with us when we travel. It does need to be frozen to get through TSA, but it also works as a little ice pack in your little insulated cooler or your backpack or your carry-on luggage. Sometimes I also will go ahead and dehydrate some of it. After I've made it, I'll spread it out on a Teflon sheet. I'll dehydrate it at 135 degrees until it is all dry. Then I'll run it through a little mini food processor, and then we take this with us. We reconstitute it with some water. Voila, you have instant hummus. We love it. It's great to take the frozen with you when you're heading out someplace, and then use the dehydrated hummus for your return trip. Also, you want to make sure you label everything. So this is some kitchen tape. This is from the Super Cubes company. I will link to it down below. And then these I got off of Amazon. I'll also provide you a link for these as well. So the kitchen tape goes on and off easily. It doesn't stick. It can go in the freezer. We use it with our Super Cubes all the time. These are dissolvable labels. They actually will dissolve in the dishwasher or in your kitchen sink, and these are really nice. You can use them, either one of these, on plastic or glass or silicone, and they stick beautifully. So just make sure you label them. All right, next up, chocolate mug cake. So this is my easy fudgy chocolate mug cake. This is wonderful, single serving. Why get everything out every time you want to make these? Go ahead, make up 4, 6, 8, however many you want. And that way you can have a special little treat in just like 2 minutes. It only takes about 90 seconds in the microwave, and you just add your liquid ingredients and you're good to go. So again, label them so that everybody knows what it is, and it just makes it so much easier. oat flour. Now, I grind my own rolled oats to make oat flour, and I was doing it every time I had a recipe that called for oat flour. And then a while back, I thought, that's crazy. Why don't I do a whole blender full at one time? And so that's what I do now. I'll just use my Vitamix blender. I will put my rolled oats in there, start it at 1 and then ramp it up to 10 and just get it nice and finely ground. And then I put it in a container and I put it in my pantry, and then it's ready to go when I'm ready to make a recipe. Also, muffin mix. So this morning I made my quinoa banana oat muffins, and I went ahead and filled 4 containers like this. I'll just pop this off so you can see it. I made 4 containers with my oats and my flour and my seasonings. Everything is in here, the flax. And this way, I don't have to get everything out every time I want to make these muffins. And I make these muffins frequently. So now I made 1 today. So the next 3 times I go to make the muffins, I will not have to get the ingredients out. They're ready to go. All I have to do is add the liquid ingredients. Now, it does call for 20 ounces of banana, and so I go ahead and freeze my bananas when they're very ripe, and you can just peel them, pop them in a freezer bag or a freezer container, and then they're ready to go when you are. For my daughter, who's a very busy homeschooling mom of 3, sometimes I will make mixes up for her muffins, and I will go ahead and puree the banana and freeze it for her. That way, all she has to do is thaw it out and it's ready to go. It's such a great time saver. So not only can you do muffin mixes, but if you make pancakes frequently, waffles, some kind of a dessert, snap cake, anything like that, when you get the ingredients out to make one, go ahead and fill a couple more containers with those dry ingredients. If company shows up at the last minute, you can produce muffins, pancakes, you can make a little chocolate cake, whatever it might be, in just minutes. Also, when you are freezing your muffins, I like to freeze them in a container rather than in a gallon-sized bag, because this way it's stackable and everything fits in the freezer really well, and I can stack things on top. This is an old Tupperware container. You can tell by the color, but still works great. When I tried to take these quinoa banana oat muffins and place them flat down like this in here, it wouldn't work. I could not get a dozen of them in here. And then one day I thought, well, what if I turn those on their side? Guess what? All 12 fit in here. So my tip is to try different ways of arranging things in your containers as well as in your freezer so that you can get more items in there. And if you do things that stack, then it makes it so much easier to organize everything in the freezer. Think about, do you want your label on the top or do you want it on the front of it? Sometimes I do both so that I can see everything. I don't have to lift all the containers up. I hope these tips are helpful for you. They've certainly helped me in the kitchen, and it just allows you to be more efficient. And I love good food. I just don't want to spend all of my time in the kitchen cooking. If you enjoyed this video today, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Why don't you tap on that bell? That way you'll get notifications whenever I put up a new video, or if I happen to go live, go over to nutmegnotebook.com as well and subscribe there. There you will find lots of recipes. I even have an entire class just on batch cooking, and check it out. If you decide you want to get that, use the discount code NUTMEG30 and save 30%. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tammy. I help you get healthy and stay healthy, one kitchen tip at a time. See you next time. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah, and Fred.